Hello everybody, welcome and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing on the best of one standard ranked ladder with our Abzan Death and Taxes deck. So this deck is centered around cards like Thalia and the Gitrog monster that are going to make it really difficult for your opponent to play. For example, creatures and non-basics your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, so any hasty threats, they're immediately locked by Thalia and the Gitrog monster for a turn. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, is going to make non-creature spells more expensive to throw the opponents off their tempo. Anointed Peacekeeper is going to have you looking into your opponent's hand so you can play pretty confidently and with a lot of information, and it also taxes whatever you don't want them to play the most, usually some sort of board wipe like Brotherhood's End or Farewell. You have Brutal Cathar for removal. You have Skrelv to protect your creatures, same with the Coppercoat Vanguard, gives all of your other humans, which everything in the deck, minus the Sigarda and Skrelv, is a human. Sigarda up at the top lets you look at the top of your deck, and you can cast humans and angels from the top of your library. Sigarda is an angel, everything except for Skrelv is a human, so it gives you a decent amount of card advantage. You've got Graveyard Hate with the Graveyard Trespasser and Jarina, Dauntless General, and Artifact and Enchantment Hate with the Hopeful Initiate. This deck is super fun and very competitive, so if you guys are excited to see this deck on the ladder, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already, as I'd really appreciate it. I've been uploading for the last 3 months every single day, as I am trying to get partnered on YouTube, so any support is really appreciated. With all that said, let's hop onto the ladder and see how this does. Alrighty, game 1. We've got a hand with a Cathar on the draw, so it's not too bad. We've got all the lands we need and a decent curve. Kamano faces Kakazin. Let's start it with Skrelv. Opponent plays their land, and they lightning strike the Skrelv. Interesting. Let's go with the Plaza, and we'll play our Coppercoat Vanguard, and we'll pass. The Etchings is going to flip, and they play an Adversary. I think we just take 4 here. Thalia and the Gitrog. Let's go with our farmland. And I think we just play the... Oh, I accidentally hit the spacebar there. No attacks. We're going to play our Peacekeeper. City on fire and stoke the flames. Jesus. I think we just go with stoke the flames. And we pass. Well, that's the first time I've seen that being run in mono red. Kinda scary. They're gonna take their entire turn to stoke the flames on my Vanguard. Ouchie. I think we just play Thalia and the Gitrog. We'll play our Razorverge Thicket and attack for 3. Bloodthirsty Adversary. They can't pay the ETB, and it enters tapped. My goodness, all lands, huh? Razorverge Thicket and the Brushland. Let's go to combat. In for 7. I think we'll just sacrifice the tapped land. Oh my goodness. down to 10. Do we Brutal Cathar or no? Like, none of these creatures are really scary. The only scary thing is the City on Fire. But if they tap everything down to play City on Fire, we attack for 7. We don't quite have lethal. So I think we do play the Brutal Cathar. And we're going to take the Etchings, because if they get rid of the Brutal Cathar, it's just going to turn back into a Kamano Faces Kakazan. Okay, so Lightning Strike on the Peacekeeper. They get a Bloodthirsty Adversary, and in for 4. Can we please stop drawing lands? This is insanity. In for 6. Let's sacrifice our Pain land. We draw the Peacekeeper. And that should be enough. Let's play the Farmhand and the Peacekeeper. We'll name City on Fire. And we pass. We'll block one of them. Down to 7. And GG's. Nice. Alrighty. Next game. I mean, yeah, we'll keep this. Hand's alright, at least. Let's play the Caves, and we'll get down Skrelv, and we'll pass. Opponent's gonna play a Razorverge Thicket, and they say go. Let's play our Plaza. And green-white. What's the odds that they're running Reanimator? Probably a little low. Let's play Jarina. We'll exile their graveyard, and we'll pass. Kami of Transience. Well, Jarina would have been nice to get rid of that eventually, but we do have a Graveyard Trespasser. Let's play the Takenuma, and we'll attack for 2. Brutal Cathar or the Trespasser. Brutal Cathar lets us keep on the offensive, and it stops them from dealing some damage. Trespasser doesn't really do anything if they can double spell next turn. So I think we just take the Brutal Cathar. And we will pass. Generous Visitor. And a Doggo. They put a +1 counter on the Visitor. Draw a card. Back to us. Alright, so another Skrelv is definitely not what we want to see. We could just pass here and flip our Cathar. I don't know. Yeah, let's pass. We're just gonna flip the Cathar. Another Kami from the opponent. And Audacity. Back to us. We'll take the Kami. And they draw. Let's go with the Anointed Peacekeeper. Think we name the Naturalist. As much as all of these cards are really annoying, we'll go with the Jukai Naturalist. And we need to start getting on the offensive. So let's attack for 2 here. We'll pass. Catilda from the opponent. No attacks. Let's go to combat. In for 3. They take it. I think we'll pass. We're just gonna keep playing around with this Moonrage Brute. Calyx from the opponent. And they're gonna put a counter on the Catilda. And they go to combat. And in for 6. Back to us. Secondary Peacekeeper. Think is probably... Oh. Now we really need to double spell and get this Catilda off the board. So we could go Coppercoat Vanguard and the Skrelv, sacrifice the second Skrelv just to get 2 spells. Get that off the field. Their best play is going to be a Michigo's Reign of Truth. We can block, sacrifice, make it indestructible. Yeah, I actually think that's not a bad idea. Let's go to combat. We'll get in for 3. Let's play the Vanguard. Probably should have played that before combat, but oh well. Let's play Skrelv. We'll keep the old one. We'll pass. And we'll take Catilda. Four-mana Jukai Naturalist. Alright, they put a counter on their visitor. And they put a counter on the Naturalist. No attacks. Back to us. Let's go to combat. In for 4. They're going to block with a Naturalist. That's fine. We'll play our Trespasser. And exile that. And we'll pass. Another Naturalist from the opponent. They put a counter on Calyx. And another counter. Michigo's Reign of Truth. And looks like they're going all in with Calyx. That's fine. In for 10. Well, he doesn't have trample, so I think we can just block with the Trespasser. And I think we're fine with letting that die. Back to us. Let's play our brush land. And we'll go for another Peacekeeper. Calyx is what they have. So I mean, we aren't really getting rid of this Calyx. Yeah, we'd have to block with a bunch of stuff and sacrifice Jarina. So I think we're just gonna name, like, something annoying like Borrowed Time. And we'll play a Hopeful Initiate. And we're gonna pass. It's gonna be the Calyx again, getting the buff. In for combat. So I don't see us attacking twice with this guy to get counters. So I think that's gonna be our chump block for this turn. Back to us. The brute flips. Are we really gonna do another sacrifice Skrelv plan? That's ridiculous. Yeah, let's play our Peacekeeper. I'm gonna name Calyx. And we're gonna play Skrelv. We will keep the old one. And I guess we'll get in for 4. Let's see if opponent wants to block with the Generous Visitor. They take it. We pass. And we exile their Calyx. And the Reign of Truth flips. And they play their other Calyx. No attacks. Back to us. Let's go to combat. We'll get in for 8. They're gonna block the Calyx one with the 4/4 Naturalist. Sure, that's fine. Let's play our land. And we'll pass. No attacks. Back to us. Let's go to combat. And get in for 4. They're gonna block with the Portrait. That's fine. Let's go with a Trespasser. We'll go with the Naturalist and the Reign of Truth. And we'll play our Guardian. We'll pass. Let's exile their other Calyx. I have never seen a Brutal Cathar with 5 creatures underneath it. This is ridiculous. Opponent's gonna play a Weaver of Harmony. Triggers their Generous Visitor. Back to us. Let's go with another Coppercoat Vanguard. And we are going to go to combat. Let's get in with the Guardian. We'll enlist. You attack. And we're keeping Jarina back, because she's way too important here. Let's enlist with the... we'll enlist with the Brutal Cathar. Let's get our Skrelv out of there. Land on the bottom. Guardian, not really what I'm looking for. So I did forget to activate the Skrelv to make sure that got through. I don't want to sacrifice the Jarina to save it though, because the Brutal Cathar is a million times more important right now. So let's clear their board up, and we'll pass. And they play a land. And they concede. GG's. That was ridiculous. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.